It was suggested before the game that Vitor Pereira, the manager of relegation-threatened Nottingham Forest, had taken a huge gamble by resting his best players for the Europa League semi-final second leg against Aston Villa on Thursday and playing a second team against Chelsea instead. Well, the second team was plenty good enough. Chelsea were so pathetic in this shambling 3-1 defeat that Forest's third team would probably have got the job done as well. And if Forest had a fourth team, I'd have backed them to beat this sorry rabble in blue, too. Chelsea were that bad. Stamford Bridge was as quiet and as subdued as I have ever heard it. I am afraid that this is what happens when you have a club hierarchy, with its 2 co-owners and its 5 sporting directors, so inept, incompetent and confused, that they fire Liam Rosenior and entrust their last chance of qualifying for the Champions League, a prize worth more than £100 million, to a novice temporary boss who has not even completed his coaching badges. What happened here at Stamford Bridge was not Callum McFarlane's fault, but this capitulation by a group of over-entitled, overpaid superstars who looked as if they would rather be either on a beach, in a Real Madrid shirt, speeding down the hard shoulder of the A3 or telling their barber the team lineup was an embarrassment. There is no other word for it. The defeat left Chelsea marooned in 9th place, 4 points shy of 6th place, which, in theory, might yet earn a Champions League spot. They have zero chance of earning that on this display. They don't deserve it. They haven't won at home in the league since January 31st, when they beat West Ham. Until João Pedro scored a spectacular overhead kick deep in added time, they had not even scored in the league for 2 months. Their owners should be ashamed of what they have done to a once proud club. For Pereira and Forest, it was an unbridled triumph. This stroll of a victory leaves his team 6 points clear of West Ham United, who occupy the uppermost of the relegation places. Forest have a vastly superior goal difference, too. They are now unbeaten in 7 league games. They are safe, basically. The only blot on their landscape was a second-half injury to Morgan Gibbs-White, who had been left out of the starting lineup but had come on at half-time. He was involved in a sickening collision with Chelsea goalkeeper Robert Sanchez and was led from the pitch, bandaged and bloodied. His participation on Thursday must be in doubt. Forest confounded all the criticism aimed at Pereira for making 8 changes from Forest's previous game by taking the lead after 97 seconds. Dylan Bakwa beat Mark Cucurella easily down the right and crossed to the back post where Taiwo Awani rose in between 2 Chelsea defenders and nodded the ball past Robert Sanchez. Enzo Fernandez hit the post with a curling shot, but any hopes Chelsea had of mounting an immediate comeback suffered another blow 10 minutes later when Malo Gusto pulled back Awani as he tried to latch onto a cross from the right by Bakwa. Referee Anthony Taylor was asked by VAR to look at the incident and awarded a penalty. Igor Jesus took the penalty and clipped it confidently past Sanchez. Forest's second string were 2-0 up inside 15 minutes. Chelsea improved gradually. It would have been hard not to, but Forest still looked the more dangerous side when they attacked. And Chelsea's defense still looked clueless. When they worked a simple short corner to James McAtee, he ran onto it totally unmarked. Only a deflection off his own player prevented a third goal. Chelsea grew desperate. João Pedro jinked his way into the box and took a blatant dive as the ball ran out of play. Then he had the gall to complain when Mr. Taylor dismissed his appeals with the scorn they deserved. Chelsea looked incapable of creating a meaningful opening until their young winger, Jesse Derry, who was making his first league start, stepped up and put his body on the line. Derry challenged for a header in the box with Zach Abbott, and when the 2 men clashed heads, Derry was knocked unconscious. Mr. Taylor awarded a penalty, but the next 10 minutes were full only of concern for Derry, who lay motionless on the pitch while he was being treated by Chelsea medics. Derry was lifted onto a stretcher as the Forest fans behind the goal applauded him. Chelsea thought they had pulled a goal back 18 minutes from time when João Pedro headed the ball home from close range after Sells had saved his first effort. But this was not Chelsea's day. VAR showed that João Pedro was marginally offside. Eventually, Derry was carried from the pitch with an oxygen mask over his face. Abbott had to be replaced, too. It appeared as if he were suffering from concussion. Liam Delap came on for Derry and Palmer took the penalty. Forest keeper Matt Sells guessed correctly, dived to his right and saved it. It was only the second time Palmer has missed a penalty in 20 attempts in the Premier League. There is a wider question here, too. When Palmer's form is this miserable, can Thomas Tuchel, who was in the crowd at Stamford Bridge, really take him to the World Cup? A year ago, that question would have been heresy. Not anymore. Forest brought on Gibbs, White and Anderson at halftime, and they both looked a class above Chelsea's disinterested players immediately. Anderson swarmed all over the Chelsea midfield. He made them look tired and pedestrian. 7 minutes after halftime, Forest were 3 up. Anderson set Gibbs White free on the right. Gibbs White slid a low cross to the back post and Awani hurtled in to stab it home. Chelsea appealed for offside, but replays showed Awani was behind the ball when it was played.